Hi, I'm Score, and today we are going to talk about games that don't seem to have something in common, but they have. And you guessed by the title, it's the worst trophies of 2025. So we are going to talk about Call of Duty Black Ops 6, Lots of the Fallen, Mortal Kombat X, Power Wash Simulator, and the casting of Frank Stone. Let's go. Call of Duty Black Ops 6 Cyberized. So this trophy is by playing the zombies mode, and in the mode you have certain items, for example for increasing your health, sprinting faster, and so on. And by picking one of them you level them up. You pick one and you play the game, kill zombies, and then getting XP for it levels up the item in zombies. And for doing that 10 times, the game is giving you a trophy cyberized. And this trophy was the worst trophy in the entire game because I earned it when I had done everything else in zombies. I had done the multiplayer trophies, and this was just a pure insane grind doing the same things over and over and over again, and I didn't even care for these upgrades. So that was very bad. And Jahan Zeb, who properly introduced me to Black Ops 6 and everything Call of Duty related, he researched one wrong item and he told me about it, and I was like, yeah, that doesn't happen to me, right? Well, it did. I researched one of the wrong items because there is multiple, and only 10 of the original items that were in the game from the start count for this trophy, and I accidentally researched another one that didn't count, and that broke me down. And at first I didn't pay attention to the double XP events because I didn't think this was that much of a difference, but actually it did. It did so much for the grind, and in the end I only played when double XP events were ongoing, and I finished the game, and yeah, here's my reaction. There it is. The trophy! Yes, finally. Oh my god. Oh my god. You know what? I don't care. Save and quit. I will never ever play this zombie mode again. Oh. If you're interested in the whole story, then watch the video. It's on my channel. Give it some love. I'm a Call of Duty noob, and this was my first time ever experience a game like this. Lots of the Fallen 2023 Ironclad. Collect all armor pieces. So, Lots of the Fallen is a Souls-like game that had a release in 2023, and in 2025 it received an update to version 2.0. They revamped everything, and I played it at launch for 30 minutes, wasn't interested, and in this year I gave it another chance. So, I played through the game, I enjoyed my time. It's a good, fun Souls-like game, but there's one trophy that takes the cake. It is called Ironclad, and it is for collecting all armor pieces. The thing with that is the inventory system is such a nightmare. And I give you an example. Usually a set consists of 4 pieces: helm, chest, hands, and footwear. And these are sorted by type and by name, right? So you can find them very easily. Well, not in Lots of the Fallen. In Lots of the Fallen, they are sorted, and I kid you not, they are sorted by weight, which opens the door to madness. For example, you had one helmet, a light helmet, and then you had some lighter handwear, gauntlets for example, and then some trousers and some whatever. There wasn't a logical yeah, I'm out of words to describe the madness, and it made the comparison. What do I have? What do I need? It made it impossible to do it efficiently. And I got that trophy last because it took so long. There were so many items to collect, and oh my god, I don't want to ever touch this game again. And it's not like there isn't a good comparison or a good role model for a good inventory design. Basically, every other Souls-like inventory system functions properly, and I don't know what they were on when they designed the Lords of the Fallen inventory system. So, Ironclad collecting all armor pieces. Go away. I don't want to see you ever again. Die will you in Mortal Kombat X. So at first I thought I would pick No Loyalty, reach level 50 in all factions. I think there are 6 factions, and the grind process was like you start a custom match, do one combo, and then the game is over, and then you start all over. And that was mind-numbing, but since I already have a mind-numbing trophy in this list, I thought I would pick Die Will You. Deal 1,000 total hits during invasion boss fights. And what makes this so punishing and so annoying is you basically have to wait before an invasion takes place. So it's a timed event for like 12 hours, and then you fight a boss. He is strong, he can't be beaten, he has too much XP, and he has a shield which you have to penetrate before the hits you deal are counted. And so this was the worst trophy because it's so punishing. I was a noob, it was my first time playing a fighting game, and if you don't get your first hit in, he just basically destroys you. The fight is over after 30 seconds and you are being crushed. And that's the thing. You die in 30 seconds and then you have to do it over and over and over and over again. And you know there's only 12 hours to do this, and it is such a pain. The thing with that is it gives you hits at the end of the fight. It says you dealt that many hits, and I counted them, and after way over 1,000 the trophy didn't pop. I had like 1,700 hits according to the stats at the end of the fight, and I learned that I had to penetrate the yellow shield. And in the settings or in the stats menu, there is the accurate amount of hits. And I was like, after playing for 6 hours straight, I had like 300 hits. And so I had to wait for multiple events to happen to get it, and it was a very, very painful experience. I have a video for the whole Mortal Kombat Platinum journey, so if you're interested in see me suffer, go check out the video. I think it is worth. It is one of my most personal videos. No cap. And so, yeah, check it out. And Die You Will is a very proper nominee for Worst Trophy of 2025. Gold standard in Power Wash Simulator. Get 5 gold medals in challenge mode. When I heard about Power Wash Simulator, I was excited. I had played House Flipper, which was a fun but a little bit grindy simulator, and so I thought, yeah, cleaning stuff is satisfying, right? With a power wash machine. Yeah, let's do it. It turns out the levels were too big to be satisfying, by the end of each level I was relieved that the level was over, not satisfied. And so it was a painful time to get every level and the story mode. But the thing is, the stress wasn't over, right? There was a challenge mode, and one trophy requires you to get 5 medals in challenge mode. Basically, challenge mode is 2 conditions. You either clean with a certain amount of water, or you clean in a certain amount of time. Both are very limited, and it was such a grind to get it. It's only 2-3 minutes at max, but I wasn't good enough, and the controls felt punishing, and everything was just, why? It's supposed to be a relaxing game, right? I thought of it as a Zen-like meditative experience, and my job is exhausting already. And when I came home to play this, it was like, yeah, it was a second job, and I don't recommend this game at all. Gold standard in Power Wash Simulator, another nominee for Worst Trophy of 2025. All Seeing and the casting of Frank Stone. I love choice-based games. My trophy hunting career is built upon Until Dawn and Telltale's The Walking Dead, and so I have been playing these games for years, and the casting of Frank Stone was another entrance in the series or this genre that is built mostly by Supermassive Games. I knew about the game that it was set in the Dead by Daylight universe, which sound excited, except I didn't know nothing about the genre. I know of 4 people fight against one killer and try to escape by fixing generators. That's all I knew. It turns out it was very confusing to me. It didn't feel satisfying on my first playthrough. My second playthrough was way more satisfying, but then the grind starts, right? So the final trophy was All Seeing, unlocked every branch in the cutting room floor, which is basically a board where you can go and see every decision that unlocks a new path, a new branch, and it was such a pain. I didn't think it would be that hard, so after my first 3 playthroughs to earn all the other trophies, I was like, yeah, let's clean up, and I started cleaning up, and halfway through all the endings, my progress reset, and I was basically at 0, and I had to play through the game another 3 times, and a lot of partial playthroughs to get everything, and it was the worst. The ending doesn't change very much. It's only 10 seconds that is different, because the dying sequence of the character, or where he escapes, that's basically it, and these parts are patched together, and the ending is always the same with some extra cutscenes that can't be skipped, and it was a nightmare. The All-Seeing trophy was the worst trophy in the entire game, and the game wasn't that satisfying, to be honest. It felt unfinished. It felt like an introduction to something bigger. That's the best compliment I can give it, but I'm sorry. It didn't feel very satisfying. The best thing about the game was the story could be finished in 3 or 4 hours, and it had a good flow to it. But picking all the decisions to unlock other branches was not satisfying, because I was under constant pressure, because I had experienced the progress vibe. So, All Seeing, another contender for Worst Trophy of 2025. Okay, now it's time to announce the winner of the worst trophy I earned in 2025. These are the nominees, and the winner for the worst trophy in 2025 is Ironclad, Lords of the Fallen. The reason for this is the inventory design is just bad, and there are better examples. Basically, every other game has a better inventory system when it comes to organizing gear. And I don't know what they were on, which substances they took when they designed and greenlit the game. And the worst part is they had a big 2025 update version 2, and they touched everything. They improved everything but this inventory, and I don't get it. A missed opportunity to make a good game great. Yeah. If you want to know how many out of my 215 platinums I regret, watch this video next.